Mara had stopped looking at the empty side of the bed. 3 months after Elias died, the silence in the apartment had become a living thing. It sat in the corners. It breathed against the windows at night. It waited for her to make coffee for two and then remember too late that the second cup would stay cold. The device arrived on a Tuesday. No return address. No note. Just a small black case lined with gray foam and nestled inside, something that looked like a slim pair of glasses made of dark glass and brushed metal. A single card rested beneath it. For those who cannot let go. Use no more than 12 minutes a day. The engine remembers what you forget. Mara almost threw it away. Grief made people do strange things, and the city was full of quiet scams that preyed on the newly broken. But that night the silence pressed too hard against her ribs, and she put the glasses on. The world did not change. Then she whispered his name. The apartment filled with the smell of the coffee he used to make. The particular way he cleared his throat before saying something careful. The weight of his hand on the back of her neck when he was thinking. Not a memory. Not a recording. The actual feeling of him, borrowed and perfect, settling over her like a coat still warm from someone else's body. She sobbed until the 12 minutes ended and the glasses went dark. After that, she used them every evening. At first it was only Elias. The way he laughed with his whole face. The private irritation he felt when the neighbor played music too loud. The quiet, steady love that had lived under everything else. She learned the shape of his last months, the fear he had hidden from her, the way he had watched her sleeping as if trying to memorize the sight. She told no one. The engine asked for nothing in return. It simply gave. Until the night it gave her something else. She had been reaching for Elias as usual when a different presence slipped through. A woman she did not know. Middle-aged. Tired in the bones. The sharp private grief of someone who had just buried a daughter. Mara felt the weight of a small pink shoe in her own hand, the exact texture of the carpet in a hospital corridor, the moment the monitors flatlined. She tore the glasses off. The next evening the stranger came again, stronger. Then a young man who had lost his brother in a car crash. Then an old woman whose husband had simply not woken up. The engine was no longer only lending Elias. It was opening doors. Mara tried to stop. She lasted for days. On the 5th she put the glasses back on and whispered his name like a prayer. Elias came, but thinner now, as if stretched. Behind him she felt the others waiting, patient and hungry. She began to notice changes in the people around her. Her sister called less. When they spoke, Claire's voice had a hollow quality, as if something important had been scooped out. A colleague at work who used to laugh easily now stared at nothing for long stretches. The old man in the flat below stopped playing his piano. Mara told herself it was coincidence. Then she saw the mark. It appeared first on Claire's wrist, a faint, circular discoloration, the exact size of the contact point on the glasses. Claire rubbed at it absently and said she must have leaned on something. The same mark bloomed on the colleague's throat. On the old man's temple. The engine was not only borrowing the dead. It was taking from the living to keep the dead vivid. Mara tried to destroy the glasses. She threw them from the balcony. The next morning they were on her kitchen table again, clean and waiting. She tried drowning them. Burning them. The engine simply returned, patient as grief itself. On the 39th day she put them on and did not whisper Elias's name. She whispered her own. The world inverted. She felt herself from the outside, the hollow places the engine had already carved, the way her presence had begun to thin in the minds of people who loved her. She felt the exact moment Claire had started forgetting the sound of her laugh. She felt the old man downstairs searching for a name he could no longer quite reach. And underneath it all, she felt Elias. Not the borrowed version. The real one. He was still there, somewhere on the other side of the glass, but he was no longer alone. The engine had been feeding him. Every minute Mara had stolen from the living had been given to him, making him brighter, heavier, more present. He had grown fat on the emotions of the people she loved. He did not want to leave. When Mara tried to pull the glasses off, his voice warm, familiar. Terrible spoke inside her skull. Stay. It's quiet here without you. She understood then. The engine had never been a gift for the grieving. It was a door. And every time she opened it, something on the other side learned her shape. Mara removed the glasses with shaking hands. She walked to the window. The city lights blurred. Behind her the device waited on the table, dark glass reflecting nothing. She did not destroy it this time. She simply turned it face down, the way you close the eyes of the dead, and sat on the edge of the bed that was no longer empty in her mind. Outside, somewhere in the building, a piano began to play again, uncertain, searching for a melody that had almost been forgotten. Mara listened until the 12 minutes she had left of herself ran out. Then the silence returned, and this time she did not try to fill it.